Video today where we will be taking part in the Bahrain Grand Prix. I've done qualifying, and I think we qualified 7th of what I remember. I do know we qualified 7th. That's where we got. Our teammate qualified, I think it was 2nd or 3rd. I think it was 3rd though, if I'm right in that. Hopefully I am, but that's so long as no group penalties, of course. And yeah, 50% race distance, obviously, which is new for this season, plus we'll watch the highlight reel. Now, last time...
Let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Okay, I actually made a bit of a error. I turned off my headset, and I forgot to switch it back on, so bit of an error, sorry about that. If anyone was thinking, hang on a minute, where did the commentary go, what's happened here, but, small error, hopefully though, today, still. Sorry, we're starting P8, Viva's P4, so yeah, I was right, I knew we were close to P7. Anyway.
Okay, go through all the gears if you can.
Here we go then, we set away on our formation lap then.
We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the
revs. So, we're starting on the soft tyre, of course, just like everyone I think inside this top group. Last time out we got P5 in the race. Teammate got P4, so brought home a good result for Red Bull. And last race, I think we had a pretty solid race actually. We didn't make too many errors. Like, that last lap was a bit scruffy, not gonna lie, the last lap was ferocious. But otherwise, we didn't really make too many errors, last race. So, for me, it was a pretty good result. Given that, we did okay. We didn't do too bad. So, obviously, yeah, it weren't a bad result last time out. But we're looking for also a good result this time out. We're starting actually a bit higher up. We think we're starting 2 positions up on what we were last time. Last time we started 10th. This time we're starting, we're starting 8th. So we're starting a bit better. Obviously, not too much better. But it's actually really, really close this season between everyone. Like, it's very close between us and Ferraris and Haas cars. Alfa Romeo right now are in like a league of our own at the moment, so it's quite difficult if you're not in the Alfa Romeo right now, if you're looking for race wins, because yeah, it's just very difficult. Anyway, so the championship's now going to take another interesting twist. We're currently in 5th place in the drivers. Hopefully we can maybe go up position. We're only 3 points behind our teammate in the championship, despite, that race result wasn't, the greatest. Like, in that second stint though, when we got pushed wide the second time, or when we went wide after DRS, the tyres just fell off, literally, so I couldn't hold on anymore. So we were literally like a sitting duck. Anyway, lights out and away we go then for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and we make a bit of a sloppy start then here, as we already dropping down the order a little bit. We're gonna hold on though to P9. Raikkonen, who is on our outside, gets up into now P9. So we've dropped 2 positions here in this early phase. Raikkonen very early on his brakes there. I don't know why he was braking that early in that corner. That's very early, I would say. Maybe it's just a lap 1 thing. I hope so, but once again, we'll go down the inside of Kimi Raikkonen, the Iceman here, who's driving for the Mercedes cars, obviously, as the 2 Alphas unscathed in that first lap. So Alpha doing what they're doing best right now, and that's winning races and leading them. My teammate is in 4th right now, so he hasn't really moved up much. But we had a okay start. We didn't have a bad start, as we now set on a 29 lap run here of the Bahrain International Circuit. Now, our engine's pre-warm, we're pushing quite hard in the, practice sessions, 46% engine wear, and we're not even on race 2 yet, or finished race 2, so yeah, that's not good. But Raikkonen will get the run here, as Raikkonen will go down my inside. We're going to try and push Raikkonen close to that wall as possible, and we're going to try and hold on around the outside here. And we do hold on, that's good, so we're holding on to P9 right now. Obviously I want to get up the field here, as we now go defensive into turn 4. That's pretty good then. So holding on to P9. Now I want to try and charge after Gasly, get past Gasly, and now try and make a bit of a recovery of this race. So let's see if we can just do that. So obviously lap 2 we're now on, by the way, just in case any of you guys were wondering, as we've gone deep there into turn 11. We need to stop doing that because it's just putting us further back behind Gasly, but also into the path of Kimi Raikkonen, that is. So we need to stop going deep in the braking zones, and we need to make sure we get clean exits. That time we're pretty good through that. Should be good enough to hold on against Kimi Raikkonen here.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
So lap 3, and right now pace is okay. It's not great, just a few errors here and there. That's causing us to be a bit further behind, as Kimi Raikkonen may have a DRS here. We're going to go to the inside, defend turn 4. Now Raikkonen will have DRS right now. He's certainly close enough for it.
Let's turn up the ERS deployment.
Don't know whether Kimi's close enough or whether we've broken that 1 second DRS zone here. So obviously still playing on. My teammate not being awfully quick like myself here in this first stint. Something we saw last time in Australia. My teammate was causing a bit of a traffic jam in the first stint, and I think he's doing more or less the same here, except we're not also that quick. Teammate status.
Gap to teammate ahead is 4.6 seconds. They're on old softs. They're in 4th. The time last lap was a 1:30.3.
So my teammate's doing 1:30.3. We've just done 1:31.3. So my teammate is certainly got a bit more pace right now. Teammate status.
We're trailing our teammate by 4.9 seconds. They're on old softs. They're in 5th. The time last lap was a 1:31.0.
So 0.3 now, that's the difference in our pace, as you can see. So my teammate and I have a very similar pace right now. Obviously we're getting faster as the race seeming to go on, so we're actually catching here. So one of the Haas cars have passed one of the Alphas. As we're pulling now away from Kimi Raikkonen, who is currently occupying the final points paying position. And this could be a very long race, like in terms of amount of action. We're not really catching those in front, but we're pulling away from now those behind. We're on a 2-stop, by the way, though, today. Just want to see what time our pit window opens, lap 8. Tires are certainly now getting a bit more warm, but 1:30.10 then there. So that should have just matched, I think, my teammate on that lap, as my teammate still going further back. And that's the first real error. 5 laps into the race, we've made our first real error. I will use a flashback. That's our first real error, and yeah, I can't be too self-critical when I'm driving in okay form right now. Won't use a flashback there though, but that's just plain and simple gone wide on the brakes. Need to get out of that rhythm, back into a rhythm here. So it does seem like we've actually closed up to Gasly here in this second phase of the lap. As now one of the Haases is at the front of the queue. And it looks like whoever's at the front of this queue is not getting the best result out of the car. As if, you know, maybe the front, being up front here may not be the best. We're running around in clean air. Still. 2.4 is now the gap. Did look closer, and it is closer. So, that gap is coming down. However, our fuel's going down, so could that be the reason why car's just a bit lighter now? As we go again wide at that corner, and we keep on doing that mistake, and again that's just going to put us further back. 2.8 now. We need to, you know, just make sure we don't make these type of errors, because they're quite bad errors, and they're costing us like only tenths here and there, but you know, that's vital when you're fighting for position. Right, that was a pretty good section there.
Increase ERS deployment. It's time to use some of this charge.
As now Charles Leclerc is up into 10th, so Charles Leclerc should have the pace here to catch me, I would think, because Verstappen is able to fight for, you know, better positions. So, you know, now Charles Leclerc should eventually join, just like me, this group for, I think right now 5th or 6th place, I'm not too sure. Certainly about, how many cars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5 cars. So 4th place this is battle for. So we almost spinning out there on the curb. We've done just a quicker lap, only by a little bit. Now we're gonna put the car into lean mix just to save a bit of fuel here. The fuel going off a bit too quick for my liking. So need to push but also save fuel. And my teammate now at the front of that queue again. So 3.1 had a terrible first sector here this time round. But again, we're pulling away from Raikkonen. We're sort of holding on, or holding the gap out to Charles Leclerc. Probably when that gets up to 0.7 we'll turn it up the engine once more. Now I may actually do an early stop. I may actually box this lap.
Roger that. Soft tyres at the next pit stop. Gap to
coming
car
in
front is 3.2 seconds.
We're going to come in this lap, do the undercut strategy, and hopefully that may work a little bit. So obviously, here we go then. And I think some others have got the same idea here. So we're going to sort of hold Verstappen here a little bit longer in the pit.
Go, go, go.
That was a good pit stop from my crew. So we hold up Verstappen. Now we'll turn up the engine as well. And we're on now soft tyres. Verstappen, interestingly, gone on the medium tyres here. So we may actually have better pace now in this part of the race. We're in P20, like, do remember though, P20, it's only like a provisional P20. We're in a net P9 right now. However, if we can get past, we could be in a net P8 or P7 even. So, yeah. Now I want to sort of get these tyres worn in a little bit. I don't want to go hammer on them in this first part. Just get them nice and warmed up. And then, as soon as they feel better, go for it on them. So Verstappen's getting a bit held up here for what is, well, he's currently sat in P7, so possibly even P8, so obviously the more he gets held up here, we're catching obviously him as well. And obviously we're on the undercut strategy, so we could even gain a bit more than that obviously here. As Verstappen making 2 moves to get into clean air here, and he goes deep on Romain Grosjean, so that's gonna certainly not help Max Verstappen. Obviously we've got to be a bit careful here because there are battles going on and we don't want to get caught out. We will come sweeping past obviously one of the Ferraris who's in the pit lane right now. We sort of have a bit of contact with one of the McLarens as we move up into P18. One of the McLarens may try and come back at me here into turn 4, but won't have the actual speed. So Grosjean and Verstappen is next. Obviously this right now is the battle for P8. Do we have a speed off this corner? I'm going to go for it anyway on Max Verstappen. Here Verstappen does leave us room. We make a tiny bit of contact with Romain Grosjean, but not enough to damage the front wing thankfully. So that's okay, and obviously now that's us up the field. Now we're going to have to slipstream here on Romain Grosjean, but just not got a straight line speed to really do anything. Can we go around the outside? No. Now going to go up the inside. Here we go then. Can we go around the outside? Grosjean's got wing damage. Grosjean actually makes further contact with me. We have to go off the circuit, and a virtual safety car due to that has been brought out. So I really wouldn't say that's our fault. Like, that's Roman. He just understeered into me there. Well, I didn't even hit him. I did leave him the room. Like, he just understeered into me, plain and simple. And that causes a virtual safety car here. Very lucky not to be out, but that's probably Grosjean's race over now. Just like that. But it's caused obviously a VSC, probably at not a time we needed it though, which is a bit of a shame here. We're going quite slow, so we can pick up our pace a little bit here on the virtual safety car. But yeah, that's a real shame, because that's going to benefit all those that are either pitting or in the pits right now. So yeah, that's not good for our race anyway. Because obviously it just means those who are pitting or in the pits are going to gain from that.
VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
So here we go, we've gone green again. So obviously we can now go full, full throttle more or less. But I have no idea how that VSC has obviously affected this race. To be good honest truth, it could have gone in our favour, it may have not. I'm not sure how many people have got to pit anymore on lap 10, so yeah, this is obviously now a real question. But the good thing is we're on the soft tyre anyway, so we should be a bit quicker than those on mediums anyway during this second part of the race anyway. And then we're going on to mediums towards the end of the race. So, yeah. It's going to be certainly a real interesting one still. It's not race over yet. Got only 19 more laps to do. And It's actually been an okay race, certainly, so far. You know, it's been a bit interesting and, you know, it's been okay. Like, it hasn't been great. Now, gonna go easily past Kimi Raikkonen, but here goes Max Verstappen. He easily breezes past with that Ferrari-powered car. Now, he will still have DRS of what I'm aware, unless we get it. No, we get the DRS, actually, in all matter of truth. We don't get a good exit, though, either. So Verstappen breezed past, but we're going to have the DRS now for probably the next few laps. So long we can keep with Verstappen, I'm not really too fast. Because it's a bit like the Tour de France, you could argue, in this game as well. I want to shelter my tyres from the wind. So long Verstappen's got good pace, you know, relaying wouldn't be a bad idea here.
Engine is looking a little warm. Power output will be less
So,
optimal.
obviously, engine is explaining about the power unit, but we're going a bit deep on brakes again, making some of these sloppy errors, you know, and these errors are quite costly, because it just means, you know, you can't, like, get the good exit that I'm looking for, and it's a bit of a shame, really. Anyway, Sainz does now the fastest lap with a 1:29, so Sainz really picking up the pace and the tempo here, at the lead of the race, really. I would have thought he would be racing for the lead here, whilst we are racing for points. But anyway, we do pick up DRS, but we're almost a second out of position as we now move up into P15. Interestingly, I think the Mercedes have gone very deep into the race and are playing the long game here on them hard tyres, so they're not playing the short game anyway. So obviously Mercedes going quite long and deep into the race. I'm not sure where my teammate is. Teammate status.
Say again, you're breaking up.
Teammate status.
Gap to teammate ahead is 8.4 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in sixth. The time last lap was a
And we almost
30.4.
mimic a move we did earlier, so teammate's 8 seconds ahead of me. I'm not sure whether that's a bigger gap than what he was before the SE or whatever. So I think anyone who pitted would have gained about 4 seconds, so 4 seconds, just working out whether or not, seems of it, my teammate gained 4 seconds anyway, so I think that's how much people would have gained under the virtual safety car right now, as Albon now is the next victim of Max Verstappen. We're going to stay a bit back here and just focus on the exit of the corner. However, we totally screw it up. Going to turn the car into sort of rich mix just to try and benefit here. Going to go down the inside here of Albon.
Great maneuver. You made it look easy.
So that's us now up into 14th. Verstappen will move up into 12th here as we probably follow through on the next straight anyway. But Magnussen fighting hard here for the position as well. So Magnussen not letting this one go easy. Obviously this time we won't try and manoeuvre here because I felt we were too far back anyway. And we get horrible. So that's the second time we've actually had a bit of error in this race, so, and where we're using a flashback. So that's what, that's another what, 6 laps or 7 laps where we didn't have to use a flashback. That's pretty good. Usually in a longer race, you know, sometimes you may want to use more flashbacks than usual, as we go so deep on the brakes, probably too deep, and that's certainly affecting our run. This is what's cost me a lot of pace today, is how deep we've gone on our brakes, and yeah, it's certainly costing me here once again against Magnussen. So gonna have to wait here just a little bit longer than really should have to. I don't know, the car just feels funny on warm tyres right now. I don't feel great, don't feel like the balance is there of the car. It feels very slidey As here comes now Charles Leclerc. We're going to be gaining now as well, as we now go aggressive down the inside of Magnussen here. We'll make sure Kevin Magnussen can't get the run back on me, and we get the DRS of course. So that was an okay manoeuvre. So we're approaching pit window, so we'll soon be on the medium tyres. I've just actually realised we're going to have to still overtake the two, even my teammate, he'll have to overtake probably George Russell here if he's on softs. I want to actually quickly take a sneak peek. What tyre is my teammate on? Have they split strategy? Yes, Red Bull have split the strategies here. So okay, that's interesting. So also Racing Point, they've gone for the hard, so I'm just working out who we're racing currently. I just want to have a quick workout of that, because clearly people are on different strategies. So right, obviously Daniel Ricciardo and Antonio Giovinazzi still got pit stops to make, so we're probably running in a net P6 or P9, probably P9 here, because Verstappen will move up to 8th, I'll move up to 9th. Yeah, so we're running in a net P9 still, overall. So we're probably racing Verstappen for 8th. I think Butler's too far ahead now due to the DSC, and I think same with Gasly. So I think them two are just, three are just too far ahead because of virtual safety car. We're also probably going to have to overtake Russell here, Hülkenberg and Raikkonen. So we may still have to overtake Bottas as well and Albon. So yeah, even though we're racing these lot, I think these lot are, because they're on harder tyres, they're going to be promoted up. So it's a quite interesting race. The strategies aren't that clear right now, I wouldn't have said. Because, right, we're going to be soon promoted up anyway. Well, Magnussen's out of the race, so because some are on the one stop, I think, here, whilst others are on, well, majority are on the two stop. So I don't know how bad the one stoppers will make today's race and how they're going to affect it as we're going through the traffic. We've sort of opened a gap to Leclerc once again, so Charles Leclerc certainly not, in the best of shapes here. As now them two come in for their stop. Now, obviously, they have just come in, so we've now done our fastest lap of the race as we go very, very deep on our brakes. Now, obviously, want to close back up to Verstappen here. We got two more laps till we come in. So this lap and next lap. So next lap we're coming in. So obviously we're trying to close now onto Devon Butler.
Okay, we think the effects of the tyre deg are going to kick in soon. We should be alright for the time being, but you will
Devon Butler's next victim for myself and Verstappen as we remain in P9 for now. So nothing's really changed except the fact we're probably gonna then come back through the field here in a few moments time. I'm not sure where we're gonna come out. I want to come out ahead of the Renault and Albon here, because obviously I think that would be very important to maintain that. Leclerc I think is on the same strategy as myself here, so I'm certainly racing Charles Leclerc, who's one position behind me.
The ERS deployment and burn some of this energy. We want to pit this lap, so push now.
So here comes Leclerc. We're going to go defensive to the inside. We'll hold out Leclerc on the outside as our tyres are falling off now.
Mercedes is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per lap.
Super late on brakes there. So, obviously, when we come in, we're gonna be on the medium tyre. Hopefully medium I'll maybe find better. I'm not too sure. Teammate status.
We're trailing our teammate by 12.0 seconds.
So my teammate's opened up a further 4 seconds. So these tyres are absolutely gone, I'll tell you that now. They're no longer suitable for racing. We're now going to go on to the medium tyre. So literally, I'm not sure where we will come out. Saying 16th. We picked up a 5-second penalty. You're having a joke. Felt more or less the same as last time when we came in. Pretty quite aggressive there. So. Anyway, so we're now going to have to make up
Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the
quite a
pits.
number of seconds. So yeah, this is going to be now a bit of a comeback race once again, as we're now on medium tyres.
Up to speed now. Let's get
Still
some
got
heat
Albon
into
to
those
pass,
tyres.
and that was a terrible pit exit there. But in a way, we picked up DRS. If we actually didn't get behind Giovinazzi, probably wouldn't have picked up DRS anyway. Right, so we're going to have obviously better pace on mediums now, I would have thought. And this is now where we've got to make most of these medium tyres. And look, we're already on the back of Giovinazzi in the Toro Rosso. We go down the inside of him. And we put now a car in between myself and obviously the young Charles Leclerc. So we haven't had a brilliant race so far. Like, it's been clean, but
Okay, we've got plenty of energy.
it's just
Switched
not
to overtake.
been
There we go.
thriller. Like, you know, in a way that VSC, that overtake on Grosjean, maybe if we waited a little bit longer would have benefited us more. But yeah,
Gap to teammate ahead is 36.0 seconds.
no point of complaining about it now. What's happened's happened. So my teammate's got 36 seconds on myself, as Giovinazzi, the Toro Rosso driver, holding up obviously the Ferrari quite nicely here, as we're on the back now of Daniel
The gap behind
Ricciardo.
us is 2.1 seconds.
And we go very, very deep. Too deep there. Way, way too deep. We just absolutely cooked that. And that's what I mean, like, our errors has been the biggest thing today. That's cost us dearly. But nonetheless, we put now once again a car between myself and Charles Leclerc. We're going to pick up also the DRS here, so I won't be harmful. So Ricciardo actually helping me out there more than anything, so long we can shake him, which we can. Ricardo literally sticking with me, the honey badger. That's in a way putting, obviously, furthermore, so this ain't benefiting us in any way, shape or form. Now if Verstappen pits, I'm not sure where Verstappen will come out. Has he pitted? I'm not sure. Has Verstappen made a stop? Because if he's made another stop, how did Verstappen make another stop yet come out ahead of us by that distance? What has Verstappen been doing? And there's another yellow flag for one of the McLarens, so both McLarens are out, I believe, now. No, sorry, one of the McLarens are now out, and now safety car has been deployed. So we've got 10 laps of racing. This is going to close us all back up. It's annoying now, because, yeah, that's the second time. So we had VSC, and we had safety car. Obviously, the safety car wasn't caused through us, so. This race is, in a way, a bit boring, but in a way it's quite interesting. Like, if you're a strategy guy, I think it's interesting. If you're not a strategy guy, it's boring. It depends which way you want to look at it. Because all overtakes so far in this race haven't really been thrilling.
The safety car is waiting for the leader.
I thought that was another car there.
Overtake the safety car.
So obviously safety car's waiting for the leader to come round, picking up that. Obviously we're still on the lead lap here.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast.
Now my teammate still hasn't made a stop. So I'm just wondering whether or not my teammate's going to the end. I don't believe my teammate's anyway made a stop. Let's have a quick check. Where is my teammate? Oh no, he has made a stop. So, how did my teammate rejoin that far ahead? Wow. I don't understand that. Like, my teammate's joined miles ahead of me, yet, you know, Verstappen's rejoined miles ahead of me, and my teammate's done the exact same on them medium tyres, yet Leclerc and I have been making our way back through the field on the undercut strategy. Like, I don't understand what's gone on there. Anyway, just wondering whether or not will there be anyone this benefits. Who still needs to make a stop? So Gasly, not sure whether he needs to make a stop. I don't think he does. George Russell doesn't. I don't think anyone needs to make a stop now, because everyone's either, you know, on a one-stop strategy or going to the end. So, effectively, you should be able to get past Bottas. I think that shouldn't be too long. Should be able to get past Raikkonen, so we should be able to get 10th at least. Russell and Hulkenberg, I think we should be able to get them too. I'm not sure about Gasly. I think, you know, it'll be a very much a last lap move if we do get Gasly. I think that's the scenario here. My teammate, you know, I think obviously Hamilton, Vettel, you know, they're way too far gone. They're out, well, they're out in front, and they're just way too quick for us at the moment. Devon Butler, can we get him? I'm not too sure. I think strategy hasn't been great today for myself. In all honesty. Because I feel like the strategy, in a way, I'm not trying to blame strategy or look for excuses as to why we've just not been fast, but I just don't feel like the strategy's been correct today. I feel like, you know, strategy's certainly paid a bit of a nightmare, and it's costed me a little bit. If there was one thing that I'd probably change our strategy right now. Anyway. It's not been a great race, but we have a chance to make it now a great race when we catch a safety car, and hopefully safety car goes slower, because right now I don't really want to be burning fuel yet. You know, I want to go at a nice pace here. Safety car should be going slower than this. Teammate status.
Didn't catch that. Say again.
Oh, for crying out loud, really?
Bottas is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 5.9 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 7 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:40.1. They're pulling away from us at a rate of 1.8 seconds per lap. We're trailing our teammate by 13.2 seconds.
Okay,
They're on fresh
13.2,
mediums.
so it should
They're
be
in
able.
sick. The time last lap was a 2:2.3.
So, we're now obviously in the final furlong of this race. So, I think safety car will come in this lap, if any. And those around us are on different strategies, or they're, you know, on maybe the same strategy but with slower cars. Possibly, but right now, if there was any moment where we need to find pace, it's in this now part of the race. This is literally the crunch point for us. So my teammate is in 6th position, we're in 13th position. Hasn't been a great race for us in the Red Bull today, but, you know, having said that, at least we've not really made too many mistakes or having to use too many flashbacks, which I think is something that you guys hopefully can appreciate today, because obviously we've only actually used 2 flashbacks for the entirety of this race, which is pretty good, I would say, arguably from my standards, because, you know, obviously, as you can understand, usually I'm a devil for flashbacks, and today there's not been that many. There's only been 1 or 2, yes, okay, I don't want to use any, or have to use any. I want to, you know, be able to do the whole entire race cleanly, having to sort of...
When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
So I'm just sort of using, or trying to rev the car to give us wheel spin. Here we go then, and we are racing with green flag with only, what, 7 or 8 laps to go. And obviously, now we go racing here. So first one, down the inside of Bottas, who's going to be the first victim for us then here in this sprint to the checkered flag now, effectively. And next up is Verstappen himself, the man we've been racing all day more or less. And we're now on the back of Verstappen once again. I can't quite believe my eyes here. How many times have we been racing Verstappen today? As Bottas goes wide, this sort of leaves the opportunity for me as we take the opportunity. We don't think about it twice against Verstappen, because I want to certainly beat everyone now that we can possibly beat now, as we're going to race harder now in this final part of the race and just try and get the maximum out of the car. No more thinking about, you know, what can we do. It's about racing to the end of the Grand Prix now with everything we've got at us right now, as Verstappen going to come back for sure. But if Verstappen also wants to have a chance, I think he should try and work with me rather than against me, because we're just going to defend him or defend against him. So I think we can certainly get a point here. We need to get past those Bottas to do so. And we're going to go down the inside. Bottas doesn't really leave much room here, but we keep our front wing in check, and that is us now up into the point paying positions then here. And next up is Devon Butler for P9, so we can get P9 here. This would be pretty good if we can get P9. It would be a nice recovery then, since the safety cars come in. Hulkenberg's only a few positions though up the road himself, so P8 is probably on the table as well. Now, I don't know whether DRS has been enabled this lap. I don't think it has, because otherwise we would have seen a sign. But we get so much wheel spin there. That's not good. So we need to obviously gain, but not make that type of error against the AI, because that's where, you know, issues can arise. And we need to, I want to get at least past that Mercedes. So that'd be P7. And we've just spun the car whilst we're pushing. So we're pushing, and literally, I'm going to use obviously flashback. So that's our third flashback of the day. Hopefully we won't have to make any more flashbacks today. So
Okay,
now DRS has been enabled.
DRS is now online.
So let's try and chase after Butler here, who's in P9. That would be the position that we've sort of been occupying for a good, well, I don't know, 50% or 60% of the race, something like that now. So if we can obviously get P9, that'd be pretty good. Like, or get back our position.
ERS deployment to overtake mode.
But between us and P9, obviously there is Butler. And between us and P7, there is Butler, Hulkenberg, and obviously the Mercedes of George Russell right now. Did I use DRS on that straight? I'm not too sure whether I did or I didn't. Ah, we're having a bit of problems now. I don't know whether the engine's became a bit too hot or what, because it don't feel as punchy out of the corners, and even into the corners it's just really snapping on me. I don't know whether we've got some sort of engine issue here. I really am not too sure right now, because when I go down a gear it'll sort of rotate the rear of the car, which ain't quite nice, and we're sort of a bit defenseless on the straight right now. I think we've got engine issue. I honestly do. So we're now, I think, relying on just brakes and, quite honestly, DRS and slipstream. I don't think we're no longer in that position. So we've used 4 flashbacks today, and I'm going to use a 5th. So we're now racking up the flashbacks. As I say, when we're driving normal, I think we're pretty good. When we get into these racing situations, that's where issues arise for myself. And that's the 6th flashback today. Gee, soon we'll have more flashbacks in the entire race. So 6 or 20 laps have been flashed back so far. And, you know, probably a good 4 of them flashbacks have come within the last 6 laps.
Vehicle is looking really good. You're managing it well.
Anyway. Come on, car. Give me everything. Unless... That's what I want from you, Red Bull. That's it. Go get it, girl. Come on.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Come on, car. Come on. Sorry about me talking to the car. I'm just literally massaging it right now. And giving myself some encouragement. Sometimes it works. That's it. Oh, almost gone around the outside there on George Russell. Trying something fancy. By the way, we're back up into the position that we started.
Trailing our teammate by 4.8 seconds.
Right, next up is Gasly himself. So can we get 6th place? I'm not too sure. First we got to defend against George Russell. And we do pretty good defensive manoeuvres there. Right, turn up the engine more. So if we can get 6th against Gasly being our former teammate, that'd be a pretty good result then today. Even though we're in 7th, we're now up by 1 position overall. And in all honesty, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's been the greatest race I've ever done. Like, in terms of like how the race has ever gone. But I do think, and I do feel that we do deserve at least a point today, or 2 points. Like, we have driven pretty good. Like, we've only used 6 flashbacks. I know that sounds a lot, but, you know, let's not forget, up to lap 20, we only had to use 2 of M6. So, 20 laps, more or less. Where, or 22 laps, where we've only used, you know, 2 flashbacks. This is, I think, a pretty good result for myself today. It shows that we've been pretty consistent, we've been controlled, and we've driven well. And, you know, we have been battling Verstappen all race long. Yes, okay, our pace hasn't been superb, it hasn't been the world's quickest pace. You could argue that, but, you know, at the end of the day, I've never been great around Bahrain. And I think, you know, today we have shown a bit of class in our driving. You know, we've shown a bit of skill, control, and, you know, we've done a pretty good job, I would have said, throughout the race, despite the fact, you know, we may have not been the quickest car. Like, we've managed to get the maximum out of a very difficult situation. And, yeah, you know, I think that deserves something. Like, you know, and at times we did have a good bit of strength, so it's 50-50, I think, whichever way you look at it. You could argue, we shouldn't use flashbacks, but, you know, at the end of the day, how do you know that your best YouTubers, let's say your favourite YouTubers, aren't using them? And we'll come home to take P7. It ain't a glorious result, just like the last one. But I think we did have okay pace today. It weren't bad. It weren't great either. But I think we did deserve at least something out of it, and we got P7, which is a good result.
Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to
So Sainz goes on double wins here. And remember, the last time a driver won 2 in a row was Sebastian Vettel, and he obviously won the Drivers' Championship last season, plus the season before. Is Sainz going to be our Drivers' Champion for this season? And it's another 1-2 as well for Alfa Romeo. Very, very good result for them. Sainz, though, is on top of the world here in Bahrain once again. It's Vettel second, and the Mexican of Sergio Perez taking another podium this season, and another good result for Haas as well. So Haas having a good day in the office for them, of course, with 2 podiums now to their name in season 3 of this 2019 gameplay. So yeah, pretty good.
Getting ever closer to securing the championship. Some amazing talent.
Jeez, Crofty's quite ambitious. Saying getting ever closer. Still got a long way to go yet. But obviously, as you can see, that's the standings right now. So, you know, we go down to 6th right now. Sergio Perez up to 5th. Very close though, actually, between myself and Weber, only 10 points, and I think that's not bad. You know, Red Bull should be happy with that. 10 points is the gap between us two right now. Weber's doing certainly a better job at the moment. However, let's not forget, 16 points for the season so far, 6 points clear of Butler. That's pretty good. Constructors wise, only 2 points separate ourselves and Haas right now. 45 points is the gap back to down to Alfa Romeo. So Alfa Romeo well and truly clear at the front of the pack then there. Obviously they've taken maximum points on both race weekends, including the fastest lap. Ferrari down to 6th position, Racing Point up to 5th. Obviously long way back long way from Williams to Haas, so it looks like certainly a battle between us and Haas for 2nd place right now. Right now we currently holding that position, and we want to certainly get that position this season, to strengthen the car and to strengthen our challenge. But 18 seconds, that was the difference. And only 2 tenths actually between my best lap and actually Lucas Weber's best lap. So it just shows actually, really, me and Lucas are actually a good teammates actually to have together. Because, you know, when there's only 2 tenths separating, I think, you know, teammates, that's good. Like, you know, look at like Vettel and Vettel and Sainz. Again, 2 tenths separating them. If you look at maybe Hamilton and, you know, Perez, you know, a bit more concerning, you know, because Hamilton isn't as quick, you know, as Perez was there. But, you know, obviously, let's not forget, Hamilton may have just had an off day today. You know, Gasly and Grosjean, you know, that's, you know, quite close. Even though, you know, Gasly, you know, outraced his teammate by, 6-7 whole positions. So, you know, even though, you know, it may seem quite far, you know, it's about also the time, I think, as well, what lap time you set, you know, that pays and talks. You know, now let's watch the race highlights. So obviously, you know, I'll just, you know, say some of this stuff. So obviously, 5 red lights out and away we went, obviously, for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We didn't make a great start, as you can see, we were squirming around, and that's how Grosjean's wing then broke there. So I've now found out. Actually, I want to watch that in the actual race replay to see what happened. So to actually see what happened, I think here's Grosjean. I want to double check. No, here's Grosjean. Oh, so it weren't. He didn't actually hit my car. He hit the Williams, and bang, off goes that front wing. Did he make any more contact with me at all? No one made contact with me. I just, obviously, because I was very aggressive in my defence, it's caused that. Because obviously, as you can see, you know, I'll just show you. How aggressive were we? Actually, I don't think we were that aggressive. Like, in fact, like, because this is the moment where actually I sort of lost a bit of control out of the car. And I couldn't control the car actually, so I was squabbling for the grip. Then I decided to go right, obviously, because that's the position I wanted to take. He comes in, and yeah, it was sort of like a cannon effect. There was a gap though there. I didn't block it completely. How much time? I don't want to see. Like, I went backing out of the throttle, and I don't think he did either. Oh, let's have a look quickly. Oh, I'm watching the wrong Red Bull, sorry. There was a little bit of a lift. A little bit. But, you know, maybe they should have thought about it. Anyway, at least we found out how Grosjean's wing got damaged. We'll fast forward then. So, there goes Roman's wing. Pretty clean turn one though. It weren't too bad. Otherwise, apart from that small bit of contact, we got obviously a bit bogged down. Obviously, pretty nice shot that is of the Red Bull. I do love when they show them shots. There we go, down the inside of, I think it was the McLaren. Bit more front wing we're taking off, but that time, yes, we did take off a bit of front wing then. I think that was Norris. Not too sure who it was actually. Anyway, this was a nice move I think I made here. This one, I enjoyed it. It was pretty clean actually, this one, if I'm correct. Like, Leclerc thought I'd run on me, but then, you know, turns out he didn't. So fast forward it a little bit. That was a good move by Thingy. Anyway, fast forward. Pretty good move actually that was. I made quite a few of them moves. It was quite a nice spot to go for a move, especially if you got a good run. Look at the sparks, you know, from the Red Bull. Pretty insane really, how many sparks our Red Bull car just kicks up. That was the race restart on the safety car. Again, as I said, I wanted to get past quickly there, and we did do so. Now this move was actually quite far back actually. Pretty clean though. We didn't hit, I don't think. Not sure whether we made any contact. But if we did, it was more his fault, I'm sorry. It wasn't in any way my fault. And yeah, as you can see, kind of across the line for obviously that position of P7. And yeah, as everyone also comes across that line then. So yeah, pretty good result then there. P7, not bad, not great. I can't, you know, smile too much, but I'll take it. I've got to take it. I've got no choice but to take it, of course. If I could, obviously, I'd choose the 25 points, and that'd be a race win, of course. But unfortunately, it's not about choice. It's about, you know, what you get out on the track, and that's what we've got today. So, yeah, that's then the result. Obviously, we're going to make another upgrade to the car, because I want to get these upgrades on ASAP now. I could go aerodynamics. I just want to have a quick look at the performance table. Could go aerodynamics, or could go here and go chassis, or could, no, you don't have enough points for that. I think we'll go, I don't know, aerodynamics or chassis. I don't know which one. Aerodynamics obviously could be important. Well, it'd be important to unlock this. We're only one away from unlocking that big upgrade. With the chassis, it's very important to, I think, make upgrades to there as well. But then that's going to take 3 weeks. This will only take a week. It probably will come through. I think we'll go this way. Purchase that. get ahead of Williams, then at least that'll be unlocked. It leaves us with 700 points? Really? That must have been cheap. So 700 points, still enough to make probably a other upgrade here, if there's enough. No, not enough to make, I don't think, any other upgrade. We'll have a look, see if there's enough points here. No. So that's then that. Okay, we'll set that anyway. So yeah, should have plenty of anyway resource points for the next race. So obviously we'll just sim forward the time to that next race. China, obviously. We're gonna go for. Should I try a different strategy this race weekend? No. Sorry about that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go for the softest compounds. I think, I don't think the car's quick enough. I don't want to risk it for that biscuit, essentially. So yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've all had a good day. If you have, then please obviously leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we'll just quickly show you whether that upgrade has successfully come through. Please say it has. Let's see. Has it? Yes. So that's good. That's on the car now. How does that improve? Well, it does look like we're closer actually, which is good. Obviously, we want to get closer. Closer we can get to the front of the field. That's great. Of course, we've still got a lot of upgrades in the other departments to make. So we're still ploughing on or pushing on, whatever phrase you want to use. I want to try and get down the cost of these engine upgrades eventually. Obviously, we need to make sure we got enough resource points to save the upgrades as well for next season, in case we do. So we'll probably start saving after the German Grand Prix, somewhere around there anyway. So yeah, we're getting there. The car is getting faster. Championship ain't over. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great day. See you all next time for another video of F1 2019. I'm your host, Julian. Subscribe, like, and share. See you all next time.